So what was my main gripe last week? He did another takeover angle. He's done this 5 times already in his career. Regardless of where it's heading, can we please just admit, it's not very original, is it? It's basically a rerun of TNA from 2002. I'm just waiting for Sports Entertainment Extreme to turn up. I'm starting to strongly believe that I could write a better show than Vince Russo, and I might have to put up or shut up soon. Of course, the argument could also be made that this is all deliberate as a way to get us to watch the show out of morbid curiosity. Then, when he has gathered enough of an audience, he might write some good storylines. I know, I had a couple of comments saying that he needs time. Let's check out Lunacy.
I wanna be a technical writer. I don't want creative control.
Of course, the show starts out with the main character himself. Here he is, also with Violent J and also Big Veto. Who remembers him from WCW and WWE? He wore a dress that one time. Big Veto is complaining that Violent J is a clown. This is in fact true. These two authority figures want to rip each other apart. Russo says if they fight again, he'll put them both in the naughty corner. Violent J is having trouble accepting his new lot in life as he is no longer the owner. He demands that a match is set up tonight where Violent J and Veto will each choose a wrestler to fight on their behalf. If Violent J can win this match, he will become the commissioner. If he loses, he must go home forever. Russo doesn't actually want this, as his show is already lacking in star power. I love how they're here just having this friendly discussion despite Russo stealing his company. Like, how is Violent J suddenly just cool with Russo? He stole your company, man, do something about it. I'd want to smack him one personally. Veto keeps interrupting and is told to leave. The match is all set. As Russo leaves, a horrible stench burns Violent J's nostril hairs. The Blue Meanie is looking traumatised tonight. He's on the verge of tears as he explains how upset he is about tonight's match.
Who knows what's going to happen? Who knows who he's going to choose? Who knows Mr. Russo's going to choose? This is terrifying.
Get a grip, it's not that bad. The other guy who looks like a twin that fell out of Jim Ross's asshole doesn't seem that worried. The opening match is a fatal 4-way match as the Life Taker, who now has a casual tweak to his name, the Mercenary, Shane Mercer, Mecha Wolf, and then randomly Cowboy James Storm. Casual observation, but the world champion Too Tough Tony has had an easy couple of months. Interesting, we seem to be in a cinema for this episode of Lunacy. James Storm, of course, recently had a glove on a pole match, but this is a bit more of a standard match for him. He carelessly throws his beer to the referee, who despite all the odds being stacked against him, still manages to keep a hold of the bottle. Shane Mercer knocks everybody away so he can suplex first Mecha Wolf, then the Life Taker overhead. Storm stops him by boxing his ears. He hits his swing kick DDT combination. This guy's on fire, none of them can land a move on him. He throws the Life Taker into a Mecha Wolf DDT as he knocks the pile over. He's forgotten about the Mercenary for too long though, who finally grabs him and hits a delayed suplex. The Life Taker kicks him from the apron and the Bad Wolf Mecha Wolf flies into the ring hitting a DDT. James Storm returns, but he can't hit the Eye of the Storm, and the Life Taker gives him double knees. Mecha Wolf wants to dive. He can't though, and Mercer hits his sack of shit moonsault. Life Taker saves the pin. Storm kicks Mercer away, but then he struggles with the Life Taker. He dives down on Storm and Mercer. Back in the ring, and Wolf wipes him out with a knee strike and hits the nail in the coffin. That's the 3? Well, I wasn't expecting Mecha Wolf to win this one. I thought he'd probably be the one to take the pin. Man, look at this crowd. Wait, how is Too Tough Tony supposed to do his entrance on this show? Maybe he's not booked tonight. Well, speak of the devil, Violent J finds Too Tough Tony lying on the floor in the birthing position. Violent J was planning on asking Tony to fight for him tonight, but then he remembers that he got beaten up badly last week. He suddenly reveals that he gave Too Tough Tony the night off tonight. So, if he's given him the night off, it begs the question, why is he here? It sounds like Violent J is going to have to find somebody else. I guess we'll never know how Tony would have bribed his difficult to navigate crowd tonight. Veto is now worried that Vince Russo doesn't trust him anymore. I can't believe this guy is in his 60s. At the same time, I can't believe they've been having a 60-year-old management figure beating up their wrestlers. At least he's been funny. Their rambling is interrupted by Kerry Morton in spiked sunglasses. He has been desperate to meet his hero Vince Russo all month. He introduces himself and Russo says, "Nice to meet you, kid." Kerry Morton proclaims that Vince Russo already knows who the fuck he is. Vince Russo towers over him. He's trying to remember if he booked him in one of the minis matches back in the Attitude Era. Kerry Morton says he pisses excellence and wants to be Russo's guy tonight. He begs to be the new showrunner and represent Big Veto tonight in the match against Violent J's guy. Veto tries to search him for crack. He is also scared about zombies. I think that the storyline they're going for here is that Kerry Morton is secretly Vince Russo's love child with Jasmine St. Clair, and they are going to dominate this promotion as a family collective. A women's match now. Hollywood Hailey J is going to be the commentator. Wow, this surprised me twice. Number one, it's nice consistency seeing her on 2 or is it 3 shows in a row. And also, that she can form a coherent sentence enough to do commentary. It's going to be Katarina Cream taking on Big Eyes Alice Crowley. They batter each other for a while. Big Eyes gets cocky, so Katrina hits her with a snapmare in the cream of the crop for a 2 count. Big Eyes comes back with a Saito suplex whilst Hollywood screams into the microphone about her. Hollywood now talks about how disgusting Russo's treatment was of the women in the 90s. Doesn't she twerk as part of her entrance? I would have thought she'd be okay with Vince Russo. Big Eyes hits a corner clothesline and a fisherwoman suplex, which is somehow only a 2. Katarina Cream has a spear in her arsenal. It's a bit like Goldberg's spear, isn't it? Cream lands the leg drop for the 2 count. A Samoan drop is attempted, but doesn't work. Instead, we get a ref bump. Big Eyes hits a clothesline whilst Hailey J barks on commentary like a hyperactive chihuahua.
Where's ref? Where's ref? Ref's down.
Big Eyes attacks Hollywood at the commentary desk. She grabs a steel chair, but she can't use it on the pants creamer because Hollywood comes back and hits her in the back of the head with a sock full of Tic Tacs. She drags Katrina Cream into the pin and the ref wakes up like somebody just fed him a Sun Tzu bean. That's the 3. Yeah, I enjoyed that segment, entertaining, and it's nice to see them building a women's division. Just keep the consistency going with the ladies, it's the only way this is going to work. In the back again, and Violent J has found the Big Mac, Willie Mac. He doesn't look to be doing very well. Violent J realises he's also too injured to represent him in the match tonight. It's not going well for Violent J. His 2 main characters are both locked. For some reason, Russo is desperately asking for the cameraman's help to find Big Veto. The cameraman agrees and goes stumbling down some stairs like an awkward caveman. And here he is, just sitting on the couch. Russo didn't try very hard to find him. Veto is all sweaty and he says he's waiting for Jasmine St. Clair. Oh god no, I can't sit here and watch these 2 mating again. Veto is screaming he wants Jasmine with the cameraman saying she would never come down here. What, like she's some classy, elegant woman? She manages Congo Kong and Mr. Happy for God's sake. Then the segment gets awesome. Creepy music plays and the 2 zombies appear behind him. He barely manages to fight them off. I like this segment a lot, and we also learned something useful. If anybody is ever looking to get on the Wi-Fi for Matt's Columbia apartment, the password is Blue Note 19. The Blue Meanie desperately tries to hold in a dump. I'm enjoying the show tonight. That is until Stinky and the Brain make their way out. I just don't understand this gimmick at all. The whole point in the cartoon Pinky and the Brain was that one was in fact a genius and the other one was insane. Who is supposed to be who with this tag team? They both look like the same dumbasses to me. They're going to face Cool Kane and his partner Stephen Flo. I thought Big Veto fired these guys, or at least he fired Cool Kane. Cool Kane starts the match with his usual ritual. Cool Kane is surprisingly athletic. Check out the rope walk hurricanrana. Not bad for a man high on life. Stephen Flo joins the match as they nail a double team. They do address the fact that Kane is still somehow on the show as Russo couldn't afford to lose him, and essentially, he overpowered Big Vito's decision to fire him. Stephen Flo now hits a big stage dive. He removes his jacket, but the heels break up whatever he was planning. Stinky and the Brain do some double teaming now, but they spend too long pondering. Stephen Flo fights off a submission and hits a hurricanrana to tag out. Cool Kane hits uppercuts and does a cool take on how Kane exits the ring. It's weird how some guys just have an aura and others don't. He bounces off the ropes into a big boot and then a dramatic spinning side slam. Cool Kane looks to hype himself up further, but Stinky and the Brain fight back as they desperately try to take over the world. Stephen Flo wipes them out with a diving stage dive. So many false finishes again in this match. Eventually, Stephen Flo is able to cover themselves in pre-workout powder. Stephen dives out of the ring and Kane wins the match with the Coke Slam. Another nice match. It's weird that these 2 kids aren't the typical wrestlers that you'd usually go for, but they just have something in them that's likeable. I guess you can't really teach that. The bad guy, Citron, returns. You're a fake, you're a thug, you're a hoe. So it looks like you've got to take me on solo. Ha! This guy pulls poetic swerves. His new single is apparently unapologetic. Well, I think he owes the Hawk a massive apology. In the back, it looks like Violent J is about to OD. He says he's starting to get desperate. What was that door in the back? Was it a lavatory? Here comes the Ninja Mac. He's challenging for Caleb Conley's American title. Ask Jeeves will do his intro for him. Of course, he has the ring rat with him. I love how that's literally her name. I think Caleb needs to seem less into her. He shouldn't be that bothered about her. Anyway, it's all Caleb Conley and he comes close for a Blue Thunder Bomb. Ninja Mac almost pulls off a crazy move as he does multiple handsprings and leaps over the ropes to try and hit a powerbomb, but instead he gets double stomped. Ask Jeeves and the ring rat argue, which somehow delays Caleb on a dive. Ninja Mac knocks him down and hits his crazy ninja dive and he gets the 3 count. We've got a new champion. Big Veto is flipping out about something else now. What a fine establishment this is. Veto pins a referee against the wall. Not sure why. The zombies have stolen Big Veto's hat. The manager tells them that the hat is all for them. What a generous man he is. He tells them to go off and look for their next meal. The zombie walks off wearing Veto's hat. This episode is so much better than the last one. This is what Russo can do well. He's good at funny little skits. It was some of his finest TNA work. The manager says he will never be infected by the zombie's rotten breath. Corsadil, for those with gum infections. Veto attacks the manager, screaming he wants his hat back. The zombies return and Veto dumps his nappy and runs away. Back at ringside, and the ring girl is unhappy of her reaction tonight. The tag titles will be on the line. The challengers are Jasmine St. Clair and her lobster crew. I guess we're just glazing over the fact that Veto is supposed to be upset with these monsters. The champions are the Brothers of Funstruction. That one dude has had a great time dancing around tonight. He's been hanging out with Cool Kane for sure. The clown wants to start out juggling. Congo Kong doesn't like juggling, he likes jiggling. The clown keeps hitting Kong with diving axe handles, but he just won't go down. He double clotheslines the clowns away. Love it when Congo Kong throws a headbutt, it looks so impactful. Congo have a sort of Oklahoma Stampede now. This is a one-sided matchup. No pin is made because the lobster crew are dumb. The clown blows a balloon up to try and hulk himself up. He gives the balloon to Mr. Happy, who is confused when the balloon just deflates. He eats the balloon for some reason. These events have the clowns fired up. They hit poetry in motion. Kong splashes his own guy in the corner by mistake and they smash him out of the ring. Mr. Happy starts dancing and clapping and then randomly he just falls down. They are looking to end this match when the outbreak of zombies rush the ring, attacking everybody. The clown crossbodies them off the top. The zombies go berserk like zombies from World War Z and go charging and stomping everywhere. They want their tag title shot. The manager says this is all Big Veto's fault. He proclaims that they will be the next tag team champions. For some reason, the screen starts shaking. What is it, infected? Well, the zombies certainly deserve a shot. They're the most over people on this show. Violent J is close to tears as he begs the CrossFit, MatFit, to fight for him tonight. Violent J admits that he loves Matt Cross and he'll do anything to get him on side tonight. They shake hands and agree. The JCW blast from your ass this week was when Tracy Smothers fought Booker T. That truly is an incredibly random matchup. Booker of course wins this one. That was the JCW blast from your ass. Smells like shit? It probably is. The main event sees Violent J's job on the line. If Matt Cross wins, Violent J will be reinstated as the commish. If Kerry Morton wins, Violent J must completely piss off out of this company. It's the CrossFit, MatFit versus Kerry Morton. It's a heel versus heel match, so it's kind of hard to care. I like the added camera angles here showing Violent J dumping in his office with fear. The commentary team say Matt Cross is responsible for how wrestling is nowadays. Oh, so it's all his fault, is it? The CrossFit actually hits the cross hand's back elbow and also the cross eyes. He heads to the top to hit the shooting star cross and there it is. But at 2, he breaks up his own pin? What? Violent J screams in his office with agony. Cross pulls Ricky Morton on top of him and the ref counts to 3. Matt Cross just double crossed Violent J. Cross my heart, hope to die. Matt Cross has swerved and crossed Violent J for the last time. Violent J now has to leave JCW for good. This was such a Vince Russo moment. Well, overall this show was 10 times better than the previous week. That's what happens when Russo isn't a main character. He only had about 2 minutes of screen time here compared to about half an hour on the previous show, and the whole product benefited from it. He shouldn't be a main character because he doesn't know how to wind his own neck in. This is the sort of blend of wrestling, storyline, character work and writing that the Hawk can endorse. Although, I would argue that Violent J is a dumbass because Matt Cross was already a heel, so why would you trust your company in his hands? They were telling us just last week that he is the most despicable person on the show, so you'd have to be pretty stupid to trust him. It wasn't really much of a double cross when you think about it, but I guess it makes Matt Cross an even bigger heel. I don't really have an issue with it, good show, it didn't blow.